Hello, beta. Good morning. So, this is the next class of mathematics. In the last class, we had talked about two forms. दो form हमने set के पढ़े थे. One was called as the set builder form, and the second was called as the roster form. ठीक है जी. Beta, today we will continue with the set theory, and what we are going to talk about is going to be the concept of empty set. So, the topic of the day is empty set. That is what we are going to begin with. For your reference, you can go back to the previous lecture where we started talking about the set theory, and we talked about the set builder format and the roster format. I had also gone ahead and given you homework. It will be a good idea if you do the homework on the same day. Okay, beta. Now let us talk about empty set. So, beta, what is an empty set? An empty set is set which does not contain any element, right? For example, I say A is a set. And how do I define it? I define it by the number of students. And I'm saying X is such that X is a student studying BA and MA economics. But this is not possible now that the student is doing both BA and MA at the same time. He will either be doing BA or MA, but he cannot go ahead and he cannot do both the things at the same time. So beta, this set is an empty set. So a student cannot simultaneously be doing both BA and MA. Therefore, A is a null set, right? Or an empty set, or a void set. तो null set, empty set, void set तीनों का मतलब एक ही है. Any set which does not contain any element is called this. So beta, how do we represent this now? It is represented like this. और तो set को हमने ऐसे curly bracket से represent किया था ना. अब अगर उस curly bracket के अंदर मैं कुछ भी ना डालूं, if I don't go ahead and put anything, that means it is empty. So a null set or an empty set or a void set can be represented by this, or it can be represented by this. ठीक है बेटा? Okay. So let us go ahead and take few examples of empty set. Take the first example, beta. Example number 1. Now, for this example, I am saying the following. I am saying let A be the set such that X is such that X is between 1 and 2, and X is a natural number. तो बेटा natural numbers क्या होते हैं? 1, 2, 3, 4. ठीक है, ये natural numbers है. Now X is not, now in this interval that I have written, it is not including 1. 1 से बड़ा होना चाहिए, not including 2. 2 से कम होना चाहिए, मतलब 1 और 2 के बीच में होना चाहिए. तो ऐसा कोई नंबर जो 1 और 2 के बीच में है ना, पर natural number है तो possible नहीं है, because natural numbers are 1, 2, 3 and so on. So beta, this becomes an empty set. Acha beta, take the next example. B. X is such that x square minus 2 is equal to 0, and x is a rational number. ठीक है beta, when I go ahead and I say x square minus 2 is 0, what does this mean? इसका क्या मतलब है? इसका मतलब है कि x square is equal to 2. So x will be plus minus root 2. So there is no rational number that satisfies this equation. किसी भी rational number के लिए ये equation satisfy नहीं हो रही है. So this implies that this is in fact an empty set. Clear है बेटा? अच्छा, third. C. X is such that X is an even prime number greater than 2. बेटा जैसे ही हम कोई भी इवन नंबर लेते हैं ग्रेटर देन 2, 4, 6, 8, कोई भी इवन नंबर ले लो, it will not be prime, it is composite ना, because 2 will be one of the factors of it. ठीक है, so जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल सिर्फ 2 एक ऐसा प्राइम नंबर है जो इवन है ना, so 2 के फैक्टर्स हैं 2 and 1. But whenever you will write any other even number like 4, उसके फैक्टर्स हो जाएंगे 2, 1 and 4. Like 6, उसके फैक्टर्स हो जाएंगे 2, 1, 3 and 6. So the only number which is even and prime, beta, that will be 2, right? So this becomes an empty set. Let's come to the next example now. D. D says X is such that X square minus 4, but X is odd. Then beta, this is also an empty set. Q? Because if X square minus 4 is 0, then X square will be 4. Then X will be plus minus 2. So X will be plus minus 2. So beta, this is even. X is not odd. So this is incorrect. ठीक है जी, clear हो गई एकदम बात. Now let's come to the next concept. I hope null set is clear to you. Now I will talk about finite and infinite sets. So beta, when I say finite sets, as the name suggests, finite should have finite number of elements in it. Just for example, I define a set A, and this set A is X is such that X is first 5 natural numbers. So beta, this is a finite set क्योंकि X की सिर्फ पहले 5 natural numbers की ही value आएंगी 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. But when I talk about suppose B is suppose vowels A, E, I, O, U. So again beta, this is a finite set. ठीक है, तो A is a finite set, B is a finite set. But अब एक example लेके देखो C, and I'm saying C contains all the men living in different parts of the world. But this is not finite. This is infinite. I don't know how many people are living currently in this part of the world. If I start naming them, this will be an infinite set. So beta, finite contains finite number of elements and infinite contains infinite number of elements. Clear hai ye baat ekdam? Okay. Now, how will we define this? So please write down the definition with me. A set which is empty or consists of a definite number of elements is called finite. तो बेटा बहुत बच्चे कंफ्यूज हो जाते हैं कि मैम नल सेट क्या है, फाइनाइट या इनफाइनाइट. बेटा उसमें तो एक भी एलिमेंट नहीं है. So it has to be a finite set, right? So any set which is empty or it contains definite number of elements is called a finite set. Otherwise, infinite, right? Otherwise it is an infinite set. Or examples kuch le lete hain beta. So take these examples. So the first example is that W is the set of days of a week. So beta, days of weeks are fixed. There are 7 days in a week. So W is a finite set. Take the next example beta. So when I say S is set of solution to equation x square minus 16 is equal to 0. So beta, when I write down this equation, x square minus 16 is 0, x can take only finite values, plus minus 4, hai na? So x is going to be plus minus 4. So beta, that again means that it is a finite set. But let's say that G is a set of points on a line. But now I don't know how many points are there on this line. Can I count it? I cannot. I have this also as a point on 9, point on 9, point. So I cannot count the number of points on the line. So beta, that is an infinite set. I hope the difference between finite and infinite set is clear to you. Clear ho gaya beta? Okay. Any infinite set cannot be represented in the roster format because elements do not follow any particular pattern. सिर्फ finite set को ही roster format में लिख सकते हैं, infinite set को roster format में नहीं लिख सकते हैं. If you want to understand what is roster format and set builder format, we did it in the last class. Please refer to the last class. Okay, beta. So we please write this down for me that all infinite sets cannot be described in roster form, right? Because elements don't follow any pattern. For example, set of real numbers cannot be described in the roster format. ये possible नहीं हो पाएगा कि हम real numbers को roster format में define करें. और बेटा set builder format में भी, जैसे for example, the set of natural numbers. But this is infinite. Natural numbers तो infinite है ना? अगर मैं बोल देती set of first 5 natural numbers तो वो finite हो जाता. But set of natural numbers in itself ये तो infinite है ना? So infinite को हम कैसे दिखाएंगे? 1, 2, 3 कहां तक लिखती जाऊं? It is infinite. So how do you represent it? You represent it dot. These dots represent that it is an infinite set. Acha, by the way, I just kept doing dot. Actually, you follow it by exactly 3 dots. The right pattern is to follow it by exactly 3 dots. This means that it is an infinite set. समझ गए बात को? Clear है एकदम? अच्छा, अब क्वेश्चन करते हैं एक बात बेटा. So, state whether it is finite or infinite set. ये बताना है कि क्या ये finite है या infinite है. ठीक है जी. पहला एग्जांपल लेते हैं बेटा. X belongs to natural numbers and x minus 1, x minus 2 is 0. X is such that x belongs to natural number and x minus 1, x minus 2 is 0. So beta, in this, we know that this implies either x is 1 or x is 2. So x can only take 2 finite values. So beta, this is clearly a finite set. It cannot be infinite. ये finite set ही हो सकता है ना? अच्छा, take the next example. Second example. We are saying x is such that x belongs to natural number and x square is equal to 4. But clearly this is also a finite set. Q. Because if x square is 4, this implies that x can either be plus 2 or minus 2. Minus 2 cannot be included. Integer include नहीं करना है. सिर्फ natural number include करना है. So I will not take minus 2, only plus 2. But this is automatically a finite set. So my set will be only including 2. Clear हो गया? Okay. Now come to the third example, beta. So when I say x is such that x belongs to natural numbers and 2x minus 1 is 0. तो बेटा इस केस में क्या होगा? देखो 2x minus 1 0. What does this imply? It implies x is half. But half is not a natural number. Natural number should have been 1, 2, 3, etc. So therefore ये जो set बनेगा ये एक null set होगा. It will be a null set. Either represented like this or like this. Right? So beta, since it is a null set, we know that this is still finite. Therefore, finite. It is a finite set. Take the next example, beta, fourth example. X is such that x belongs to natural numbers and x is prime. So x belongs to natural numbers and x is prime. But there are infinite prime natural numbers, right? So you start with the natural number set, but it is infinite ना. एक बहुत बड़ा natural number हो सकता है जो किसी भी चीज से divisible ना हो. So it will be still a prime number. Are you getting it? So beta, this is an infinite set. So infinite set, right? Last. So I am saying that fifth example, beta, x is such that x belongs to natural numbers and x is odd. इसमें क्या होगा? बेटा, there are infinite odd numbers. 1, 3, 5 ऐसे करते जाओ. बहुत सारे odd number आ जाएंगे. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 is also odd. इतना बड़ा number जो बनेगा. ठीक है? So there are infinite odd numbers. So this is again an infinite set. Clear हो गई ये बात? Now come to the next topic, beta. So that is called an equal set. So beta, now we want to go ahead and we want to talk about equal sets. Two sets, A and B, are called equal if every element of A is in B and every element of B is in A. So please write down. A and B are equal sets if every element of A is in B and every element of B is in A. Take example लेते हैं. So beta, let's say that A is 1, 2, 3 and 4. And beta, B is 3, 4, 2 and 1. A का हर element B में है और B का हर element A में है. So beta, when every element of A is in B and every element of B is in A, we will call them as equal set. Is that clear? So this is when you have equal sets. Achha, take another example and tell me whether they are equal or not. Now what I'm doing is I'm saying A is beta 1, 2, 3 and beta I'm saying that B is 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 3, 2, 1. Are these equal or not? The answer is yes. Beta, set contains unique elements. Set से जब हम निकालते हैं comparison के लिए तो हम unique elements को निकालते हैं. We do not repeat any element. So beta, that ways if I check B में कौन से elements हैं non repeat या unique? 1, 2 and 3. और A में भी यही elements हैं 1, 2 and 3. So ideally A and B are equal sets. Clear हो गया? Okay. Now beta, let us take some questions. So please write down. Find the pair of equal sets, if any. ठीक है? So please go ahead and take it. So the first one is A is 0. B is such that X is such that B is equal to, sorry, X is such that X is greater than 15 and X is less than 5. C, X is such that X minus 5 is equal to 0. D, X is such that X square minus 25 is 0. E, X is such that X is an integral positive root of the equation x square minus 2x minus 15 is 0. So you have to go ahead and you have to tell me that out of these 5 sets, beta, which sets are equal sets. ये बताना है कि कौन से sets equal sets हैं. तो करना शुरू करते हैं बेटा. Second देखो. So x has to be greater than 15 also and less than 5. ऐसे तो possible नहीं है ना कि एक ही वो नंबर हो जो 15 से बड़ा भी हो और 5 से कम भी हो. It is not possible. So we know that B is a null set. B is a null set. Clear हो गया? अच्छा, come to अच्छा, A is containing the element 0. बेटा A is not null. ये बहुत बच्चे confuse हो जाते हैं. A is not null. A contains an element and that element is 0. But B has come out to be a null set. अब C देखो. C says X is such that X minus 5 is equal to 0. So beta, if X minus 5 is equal to 0, this implies X will be equal to 5, right? So C has an element which is 5. Ab D dekho. D says X is such that X square minus 25 is 0. So beta, tell me something. If X square minus 25 is 0, doesn't this imply that X square is 25? Doesn't this mean that X will be plus or minus 5? Right? So from here, we know that D contains 2 elements, plus 5 and minus 5. Is this clear? It contains plus 5 and minus 5. And lastly, it says E is such that X is an integral positive root of this. So beta, your equation given to you is X square minus 2x minus 15 is 0. X square, so 15 is 5 into 3. So minus 5x plus 3x minus 15 is 0. X minus 5 plus 3. X minus 5 is 0. X plus 3. X minus 5 is 0. Either X is minus 3 or X is 5. So beta, there are 2 elements in this. E contains 2 elements, which is nothing but it contains minus 3 and 5. So what do we see? Anything that we see? There is just one thing left for me to do here. Note that this says it is integral positive root. So I cannot take the negative element. So I have to eliminate the negative element. Now it was asking which are equal sets. So beta, इनमें से कौन से equal दिख रहे हैं हमें? Clearly we can see that only C is equal to E. Otherwise, none of them are equal to each other. Only C is equal to E. Clear हो गया? Okay. Now beta, come to the next question. I am giving you this as a homework. Please try to do this on your own. So you have to tell me which of the following homework. Which of the following are equal sets? Right? Which of the following are equal sets? So एक लिख लो जरा. First part इसका. So first, X is the set of letters in alloy right? And beta B is set of letters in loyal. You have to tell me whether these are equal sets or not. Acha, next question likho, second. N is such that n belongs to Z and n square is less than equal to 4. B is such that X is such that X belongs to R and X square minus 3X plus 2 is equal to 0. So you have to tell me whether A and B are equal sets or not. Okay, beta. So do this homework and then we will meet again in the next session where I will start teaching you about what is a subset. Okay? We will talk about subsets. We will talk about open and closed set. We will talk about universal sets, right? We will talk about Venn diagram. So let us go ahead and meet again in the next session with more on set theory. I hope you are following this series with me. Slowly, we will build on different topics, and this is going to be very useful. As you will move along with me, you will realize that I am going to cover entire class 11th and class 12th for you. So even when you are from a non-math background, or you have been from a math background, but you want to revise this, it is going to be very useful for you, beta. So entire class 11th and class 12th is what I am going to revise in these Monday sessions. So stay tuned every Monday as we go ahead and we do these sessions. It is going to be very, very useful for you. Okay? Okay, beta.